And we start tonight with breaking news. This is coming out of Sandusky County. Take a look at this video here we're showing you on your screen. A crane is lifting one of approximately 50 cars that were involved in a crash on the Ohio Turnpike today. We know at least one person has died from this accident. Several people have been injured. This all happened between State Route 53 and State Route 4. The turnpike closed in both directions while they sort through this pileup here. Buses are taking people from their vehicles to a local facility just to keep them warm and safe. Please stay with 3 News for updates as we get them into our newsroom. And of course, the big story here remains those brutal cold temperatures that we're experiencing and dangerous road conditions throughout Northeast Ohio. So we have Chief Meteorologist Betsy Kling and Jason Michael. They were braving the storm over in our weather center here tonight for us, and they had the latest for us at this hour.
Yeah, it's just an evolving situation at this point. The preparations are done, the action plans are in play, and the alerts are still ongoing. So we still have this blizzard warning. We're going to talk a little bit more about the additional snow that we're expecting tonight, courtesy of the lake coming up in just a little bit. I'm going to tackle this wind and the cold that we have going on. Winter storm warnings continue elsewhere outside of that blizzard warning, and we have wind chill warnings for the entire area too. Not worried about the technicalities. It's cold, it's snowing, it's windy. You know that. But man, this thing came in hard, right? Last night we were talking about temperatures holding in the 40s and then this significant drop. We went from 40 degrees at 2 a.m. or thereabouts down to 2 below by 10 a.m. I told you we were going to have like a 40 to 45 to even now 50 degree drop in Northeast Ohio in a matter of 6 to 9 hours. Just an absolutely amazing system, and it continues to overperform. As I mentioned, Jason's going to have more on the snow that is additional to come in, but we are seeing a significant uptick in the lake effect that is ongoing. Right now, it's all out offshore. It could snow all at once on the fish. However, this is expected to drop south, and we are going to be very, very focused on I-90 east of Cleveland through the rest of the evening, only because we have a lot of folks who now think that it's fine to get out. They've got their holiday plans. They want to get on the road and get to Granny's house and whatnot, and they may be coming in from out of town too. So if you have folks that are coming in, see if you can get them a safe message or a message safely, because these conditions are definitely going to be deteriorating. As a matter of fact, I want to take you out to Willoughby Hills. This is at 90 and 271. You can see the new snow that is falling, and we can see the roadway, all right? Don't think that that means it's fine. There's black ice on these roads, a lot of ice. And remember, we still have blowing and drifting snow. It's not a really great road situation. Very slow conditions around Northeast Ohio. This is I-90 at East 105 in Bracknell. You can see, if the picture clears up, it was a clear picture a moment ago, but it is a granular ice-covered surface, and it is just very slow going on east and westbound lanes. Look, there's not a lot of black pavement there. Meanwhile, west, as Carmen mentioned, this turnpike is closed west of Sandusky, east of Fremont. Traffic is being diverted. Likewise, all black ice with blowing and drifting snow problems as the folks are getting off of the turnpike. Visibilities have been varied, but we'll see visibilities, especially here in greater Cleveland and east, coming down. The blowing snow creating less than a quarter-mile visibilities in western Ohio. The wind gusts still peaking 45+ miles per hour. We are already starting to see the 50+ mile per hour gusts backing off. This is such great news because we are finally starting to see that storm, at least the deepening and the strengthening of the storm, just backing off a little bit. We just need a break, and that's happening. 25 to 35 below zero wind chills are ongoing around Northeast Ohio, and that's going to continue all night tonight and through the day tomorrow. Now, I want to really focus in on the next 24 hours and beyond in your forecast. Jason's going to talk a little bit more about that snow that's coming in off the lake.
That's such an important graphic you had up there, Betsy, and I'm going to show that again in a few minutes here. But we have to talk about the additional snows first that's coming across Northeast Ohio. I know that you're thinking like, oh no, we're not going to have any more. But you know what? Let's focus in on this aerial low and what that looks like, okay? Because as it is pulling up towards the north, kind of think of it like this, okay? If you're driving really fast and you kind of start to spin out and you start to fishtail a little bit, sort of your back end starts to turn a little bit, and that's what's going to happen with this storm. The backside of this storm is going to throw additional snows back over towards northwestern Pennsylvania, as well as our far north and eastern regions over towards the snowbelt region, Cuyahoga, far north and east, as well extending over to Lake and also Geauga County. This is where sort of those additional banding is beginning to happen a little bit here over towards just to the north of the lake, Geneva on the lake, all of those areas over on the lake there. And also, again, as Betsy was highlighting, as the wind is pushing the water north and east over towards Buffalo, it's also splashing on shore as well. So we've had some coastal flooding happen in some areas also this afternoon into the evening hours. The winds will be unrelenting. We do know that. The cold will also be unrelenting across the area. Temps and also winds below zero, wind chills across the region. This is why this system is so pertinent, okay? Take a look at the lower 48. 23 for Dallas, teens, Little Rock, single digits below zero, Aberdeen over towards Billings, even over to DC. They're now at 18. Boston hasn't had it just yet, but is beginning to lower over the next couple hours or so. 41 even down in Jacksonville. Those iguanas are really not going to like that. We're going to talk about the rest of the evening in greater detail. How much more snow are we expecting across northeast Ohio, as well as when things are going to start to warm up. Carmen?
Okay, Jason, thank you so much.